Hello everybody, this is a Hammond Multiplex typewriter from around 1913 in his wood case. This is the lever to open it. It's a nice mechanism. There is a multi-language manual in the cover, very modern concept. And here there is a typewriter. It's a Hammond Multiplex fourth version with the open tower. If you are used to see modern typewriters, for sure this will look strange, but in fact is one of the more interesting typewriters. And it is very ingenious. If you don't already know this typewriter, in this video you will see a very particular and unique typewriter. The Hammond was one of the earliest typewriters to be produced commercially. The fourth model was introduced in the early 1880 years. It was invented by James Bartlett Hammond of New York, who developed this innovative system of typing. On this side there is this label with the Hammond logo with their motto, "For all nations and tongues." And on the other side there is a label of the Italian reseller at the beginning of last century. The system for feeding the sheet is very particular. You see, there isn't a rubber roller as usual. The sheet is fed between these two rollers here, and it is stored in this round metal net. Let's try. You see, the sheet is roller here. And when you type and use the interline, it goes up. The biggest particularity is the system of typing. You don't have the bars as usual, but this wheel with the typing characters. You could say it's a typing ball, I already know it, but it's not so easy. Let's go on. The wheel in this turret can mount two different series of fonts at the same time. You see? Here there is one plastic band with the type characters, but there is space for another band. And these bands are interchangeable, so you can easily switch to different language, fonts, special symbols. And you can use two different fonts at the same time. To change the characters, all you need to do is to lift and rotate the wheel and drop it into the other typing position. You see? Now there could be another series of typing characters in front of the roller. The typewriter is called multiplex because it can have two fonts on each machine, with many possibilities to change with different fonts. Since the second series of characters could be very different, there is this plate on the typewriter. Here you can place a chart like this for the second font. And when you want to use this second series of characters, after rotating the type wheel, of course you use the buttons of the keyboard, but you have to look at this chart instead of the keyboard. And the symbols of the chart are in correspondence with the other symbols on the keyboard. Do you understand? If you look at this old spare part catalog, the type characters band were available as spares, together with more common spares, spring, gears, knobs. This typewriter has another particular mechanical feature. Let's see this mechanism. You type a letter, a mechanism raises a pin, then this wheel inside the turret rotates till it hits the pin. Now the typing character is in the correct position, but the wheel with the characters don't move against the paper as usual. This little hammer in the back of the carriage hits the paper against the ribbon and the selected typing character. You see? So there isn't a typing bar who move against the paper and the ribbon as usual. Also there isn't a tie rod to move the carriage, but there is another interesting mechanism. When you push the carriage to the right, you charge this rewinding spring that moves the carriage and also activate the hammer. So it doesn't matter how many force you use on the button of the keyboard. The hammer always strikes with the same force because it's the spring mechanism to move it and not the direct mechanism of the button. You can also charge the spring with this mainspring winder handle. There is a rubber strip here who provide a soft landing of the hammer on the sheet. It improves the clearness of the typing. It was also available in the spare part catalog, if you remember. At the beginning, this band is fixed to these pins on the sides of the carriage in the outer holes. When the strip loosens, it has to be attached in the inner holes. They insisted on this also in advertisements of their typewriters based on this technology. Perfect and permanent alignment, invariable impression, self-touch. And this is the keyboard. It has 3 rows of buttons with QWERTY layout. In the buttons there are majuscules and minuscules, numbers and symbols. You see also here in the typing wheel. In the wheel of the characters there are 3 lines of different characters for every button, you see? If you have to type majuscules, there is this button. You see the wheel rise. This button is if you want to type numbers and symbols. You see the wheel rise again. And these levers are the shift lock for majuscules and symbols. There are a thin space bar, very stylish. This is the margin release. You see the mechanism moving in the back. These are the margins. The slider is the right margin. When you are near to the end, it advises you hitting the bell. You see? You can see also all the mechanism and gears moving. This is the sheet guide. It's used as a guide for the edge of the paper when placing it in the carriage. The guide can be set in any position by sliding it along the erasing plate. Here there is the ribbon. On the cover there is their brand, and with this lever on the left you reverse the direction of the ribbon. With this lever you raise the ribbon. You can fix it also in higher position with this lever, maybe for bicolor ribbon and in this position for no ribbon, if you have to type a matrix for mimeograph. Here on the left there is the interline lever and the selector of the numbers of interline with these pins. This lever is a carriage release. The serial number is here, so this typewriter could be dated around 1913. This plate is called the eraser plate. When you make an error, you can raise the paper so that can be laid upon this erasing plate. After correcting the error, you can return the sheet in the former position. Very useful. On the right, this lever is a paper release. And with this lever you free the roller from the steps and you can move it freely. Now we have seen the main operations with this typewriter. It's one of the more interesting typewriters and with a unique mechanic. It has also some other little particularity, but we can see in another video. Thanks for watching.